Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase unboxing of sorts, because why do I always debate what kind of video this is at the beginning? Why do I always debate whether it's an unboxing or a showcase? I don't know. It's probably what pulls you in. Anyway, we're doing trucks today. Have you noticed? You probably have. I really am digging the big rigs. I have been just on a tear. I've got 3 brand new First Gear DCP by First Gear 1/64 scale trucks we're going to open today. I even have a couple of the other ones. I have a few. I brought out 2. The Haymaker, which is a new member exclusive. You definitely want to check that out at I think it's firstgearinc.com. I'll put a link down in the description. This is that incredible truck, the beam truck that carries the beam. I had to assemble it, which you guys know I'm not very talented at doing, but I did it. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. Nonetheless, we have 3 new trucks to open today. You may have noticed if you follow me on Instagram or here on YouTube with the shorts and everything, whether it's this, whether it's the Hot Wheels Elite 6.4 truck, whether it is obviously the Mini GT haulers, Tomica Limited Vintage, and now I'm kind of getting into the Matchbox and Hot Wheels vintage stuff. A lot of that is coming up soon too. It'll be really fun. I have a ton of stuff coming up, but let's just get right to it. I have 3, and these came from our friends at First Gear. They've noticed I'm a little bit into the trucks, and they sent these over. This is the new Legacy series. This is brand new. They've done the Fallen Flag series, which are like hauling brands or trucking brands. I think maybe trucking companies that have come and gone, and I haven't seen anything new from that series in a while, but it's definitely worth checking out. Some of those, you know, these trucks are not cheap. They get even more expensive when you get to some of these that have sold out, and you can get them. I've seen these on Amazon. I've seen, obviously there's a lot of other dealers that sell these. Nonetheless, you can get them at firstgearinc.com. But this legacy series that they're doing, really cool packaging. And these are brands. I'll show you well, there's the truck. This is the Perkle Refrigerated Freight Line. So this was and you can kind of get the history. If we want to freeze the screen here, you get a whole history of this hauling company, Perkle Refrigerated Freight Lines. And, you know, some real pictures here too of the actual trucks. And then you get the replica. This is 1979 here. And then you get the replica. This is the kind of stuff that I love. It's like almost like, well, not even almost. It is exactly like a vintage race car, right? With the actual liveries on it. Here you get a replica of a truck that was hauling back in the day, and you're getting that history. I think they fell apart in the late 80s, but Van Hulsen's kept on trucking to this very day. Perkle has helped shape the legacy of Van Hulsen's family trucking business. This is... I said in other videos, I love stories, and you get stories here. You get the ability with the internet and everything else to start diving into some of these old companies. Nonetheless, this is what this is. You can get these Legacy Series trucks, obviously, on the website. I'll go ahead and open up. I actually did a short on this one, so you may have already seen the truck, but the packaging, I want to make sure. Some of them, this one arrived damaged. Because I open everything, I don't mind that at all. And if they ever had one damaged, I'm always like, send it to me, because we're going to give these the full treatment. So pull these out. I'm going to move the camera. I want everyone to be able to see kind of what I'm doing here. There's all of that. If you want it, there it is right there. Peterbilt Model 359 with 60-foot vintage sleeper, all the 60 inches, and 40-foot vintage refrigerated trailer. Thermo King reefer. Okay. So here it is right here on the back. This one in particular, you get this Legacy Series kind of like certificate. I'm not going to open it, but I'll show you. I can actually sign it. I'm just going to keep it in the package because I like it this way. This is number 73, so it's individually numbered. At least the card is. And you get a production. It's only 1,250 units done on this one. So you get that card. I'm going to put it right back here before I forget. Might as well just keep it here. And then let's get to, let's get to the truck. I already cut it open because I did it for the short, so we'll move that over here. And we'll start with the Peterbilt cab. And when you start talking about these, you start talking about incredible details. These are, obviously, they roll. I always wanted to know, like, you know, I'm filming on this table. So there's these ridges. Some people sometimes wonder, I've had people ask, it seems to be when I roll. That's not the wheels. That is actually the table. But these roll really smooth. They have moving parts. So I'll show you the truck itself. Then I'll show you this has the opening hood, so it exposes the engine. You can see all the components of the engine. And they're obviously the wheels, rubber tires. These roll. They roll beautifully. You can use them. I wouldn't. They're not Hot Wheels, right? There are some more fragile pieces on here. These are more delicate. You don't want to. You can see what they're, if I show it up close, you can see how these are balanced on top. I mean, if you wanted to snap that off, you could. You could snap off the exhaust too, but, so these are like models that, these are die-cast replicas, right? But they are also, they're just, in order to create the kind of detail that they want, there's going to be some fragile pieces here. There are usually, and I think, yeah, there's a little bag here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bag like right there that has some other side mirrors that I think is something they provide. Maybe it's a different style side mirror, maybe it's just a replacement just in case, but that's kind of cool. Try and go inside. I don't think you can see the sleeper in there, just the outside, but it's fabulous. You got the Perkle refrigerated freight lines, Madison, Wisconsin, and just all of this insane detail. And then you get this refrigerated trailer. Perkle on the back. This thing opens. There's the handle there. And you get detailing in there too. So, is it a functioning refrigerator? No, in case you were asking. But really, really nice. It is all metal. And then when I close the doors, you'll know. You get details here below. I think you can screw these. Yep, you can. If you wanted to just do the trailer, you can screw these down. I'm not going to do that. If you want to just let the trailer sit by itself. There's the refrigerated portion, the Thermo King refrigeration system. Belt into the front, spare tire. Obviously, the axles are correct. Matching the wheels on the cab itself. And then there is one gorgeous, gorgeous truck. I don't know if I've explained. Who doesn't like trucks? We're so used to them. We pass them on the road. I am on the road all the time. I gain an appreciation for them. In the wintertime, when it's just me doing my job, and then guys in there, I should say all kinds of people, men and women. You see a lot of women driving trucks too, on the road. That's what I like. It's summertime. We get some of your summertime visitors kind of feeling like you like to do your thing. The trucks usually are just really kind of just very pleasant to share the road with. And I just love trucks. And as a kid, I've mentioned this before, I love trucks, and I would stand in the front seat when we didn't have seat belts or didn't use seat belts much. We should have been, but we weren't. And I would stand in between my parents and the bench seat of our station wagon and point out every truck. And I would, couldn't pronounce TR, so it came out F. So I had a foul mouth as a very young lad. All right, this is absolutely beautiful. I'll let you kind of see it roll here. I'm just digging this. And when we get these all open up, I will roll over these other trucks as well. Okay, let's get to the next one. Move this right here. DCP by First Gear. This is one of their standard replicas, not from the Legacy series. In fact, I'm gonna create it a little bit more room. Okay. 1/64 scale replica. You get this window piece, on the box. Open road sold separately. Where is the model? There it is. We are looking at a 1/64 scale Ford LTL 9000 with the Aerodyne sleeper and the Wilson PSAL, I don't know what people call it, Stockmaster spread axle livestock trailer. I love that. There's the Ford licensing. I love that these, you're not only getting like the licensed cab, but you're getting a licensed trailer as well. And First Gear, this is what they do. They do haulers, 18-wheelers, utility vehicles like garbage trucks and things like that. They do this right. So if I'm going to get all excited about Mini GT, TLV, Hot Wheels, other rigs, you got to give First Gear the first level of respect, because this is what they do. All right, let's go ahead and open this one up. Oh, I just get so excited. If there's ever any doubt how much I nerd out, that's kind of a nice background. This is just how I get excited. Oh, I need to get the box opener. All right, here we go. Just show you the back here. There's the spare, I mentioned the spare parts. They might be, they look like they're the same. I think it's just because maybe those mirrors have a tendency to snap as we get too excited about opening our trucks. I'm sure it'll happen to me. Cut these open. Turn this around, and here we go. Let's start with the cab. I don't think I've done several Peterbilts. I think I've done a Freightliner with first gear. I don't think I've done a Ford before. So here it is. What do they call this one? Ford LTL 9000. I don't know if it says on the bottom here. It doesn't. It doesn't look like they have enough real estate to do this, but there it is. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. There's the wiring. Look how they've done the wiring here, that twist there. Is that amazing? Back, obviously this pivots, or typically does. Maybe this one doesn't. It does. It's just a little, it's just not as loose as the others. I mean, look at the details just on the bottom. Love the cab. Love the paint on the cab. I don't know what year this one would be. I'm more into like the vintage rigs. I do like the current, like the Freightliner the Hot Wheels did is cool. But and First Gear definitely does both current and vintage rigs. I am more into the vintage. And you guys can see this. I mean, just like Hot Wheels and some of the other diecasts, I learn on the fly. So I learn, you know, racing history. I learn car culture history and different elements of car culture. And I'm not, as you know, I mean, you're just watching in real time me just kind of fall in love with the rigs, the collecting rigs. I've always loved the rigs, but I'm going to be learning a lot. I love the sleeper on this. This is how I think of sleepers, is this big window in the back. I don't know if you can see anything in there. It's definitely see-through, but I don't know if there's any details. There should be an engine. Yep, there it is. Look at the grill from the back side. Oh, it's just so cool. Just so cool. I could just keep on talking about this one. There's the cab right there. Rolls beautifully. Let's look at this livestock trailer. Okay, should just get you a look at all of the details here. This is metal. Obviously, it's with all of these, with this livestock feature here. Thankfully, there's not like cow urine, and cow, you know what, seeping through here, which I've seen it on my windshield. Okay, is this a moving part? I don't know if it is, because this is obviously, I don't think it is. It is. And let me see if I can do this right. Kind of gently. It does roll up. Look at that. To show where the livestock actually goes inside. That is so cool. I don't know if this moves. I don't think it does. But yeah, it's way detailed. Try and close that. Oh my goodness. There's the bottom. This just rolls, of course. There's the axles. Other side. So I don't know if you can see in there, but there is the staircase, and then that leads, and I'm assuming, all of this, the staircase probably rolls out, obviously, to bring, I don't know if this one really does, right? But the idea would be that it'd come out to bring the livestock in, right? That's amazing. All right, let's put it together. Here it is, all together. It just, as usual, rolls beautifully. I don't have a ton of room here. I wish I did. I guess I could do this. Put my box opener here. I mean, these just, they roll so well. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's do this last one. I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So let's move this one to the front. We'll move our Perkle refrigeration and our livestock truck here in the back a little bit. And let's get to this one. Like I said, a little damage here, that's totally okay. 164 die-cast replica. There it is, Viper Red Silver 164 Kenworth. So we've done a Peterbilt, a Ford, and now a Kenworth W900L, an East Michigan Series 31+20 and dump trailers. So these are dump trailers. Let's see what we are getting into with this one. Oh, that is heavy. This is heavy. Show it to you. Spare parts, of course. This Kenworth is fabulous. I do wish they'd put the year that maybe this was produced. Maybe that's not as relevant. Obviously, they don't do like year by year with these cabs, but sometimes I do like. It would be nice to know exactly the era that this comes from, and maybe I'll figure that out over time, and I can obviously look it up. The big reveal. Okay, wow. All right, let's get this cab out. What year do you think that is? Maybe a little more modern, right? Kind of. Looks more modern. Details are through the roof as usual. Obviously no sleeper on this one because this is a dumper truck. Hopefully no one's needing to sleep. There's the engine. I just automatically opened it up. I do like how they do the inside there. Axles, everything looking perfect. Love the paint on this one as well. So we'll put that here and then let's get out these trailers. So look at all of the axles on this thing. And I think that, oh, so there's a lot of movement here. I think that's, you know, obviously for weight. This thing is super heavy. Oh, this is even like soft rubber. Wow. Okay, there's one and here's two. We'll get rid of this. Okay, these are monsters. They are like truly heavy. And I'm trying to figure out, and I'm like, no, I'm going to miss some stuff. Okay, so this pivots, this axle pivots. This is the back one, and then there's, look at that inside. That is metal, obviously for dumping. I don't. Oh, and this, yep. Oh, does this? Let's move this down. So this one can, I think, yeah. So if you notice right here, this will kind of insert. I want to. So just one goes, okay, so that goes that way. This has all these little pieces on here. I wonder if you can, I don't want to do anything. Oh my goodness, this is a working part. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this has to be super close. And I'm sorry for my finger here. Look at that. To open up so you can either look in there or dump that way. That is an actual moving part. Here, I'll do it this way. My goodness, that is so cool. And then obviously this part opens as well. And so my assumption is that something, yep, I was right, on a hydraulic. Oh my goodness, I'm just gonna geek the out. All right, so then we got the same thing here. No wonder you have all of these kind of moving axles, same working part. it's delicate. That's a thin piece, but that is to scale, right? Of course, there's the inside. I can add that. Actually, it does fit in nicely. And then, as I would assume, oh, forget about it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding me. This is so rad. I am so into these. I am so into these. Check all these parts out. Here, I'll give you a sense. All this is metal. Comes right back together. It fits perfectly. What a truck. What a hauler. What a... That really does fit in nicely. Then this little piece goes right here. Yeah, it actually fits in pretty nicely, pretty snug. So it just doesn't soak. I think because it's carrying so much weight. All right, let's move the camera. I am giddy. I am giddy. As far as I'm gonna. Here I can. Wow. Okay. All right. I gotta end this video soon because I'm just gonna hang out with these amazing trucks. There you go. 3, I was gonna say 18-wheelers, but well, that's not what we're dealing with here entirely, right? 3 fantastic rigs to go with the other ones. If we're just gonna bring them up over here, move this back a little bit. We have the hay hauler. Can it drive in the, I don't think it can drive in the carpool lane, so we'll just let it drive here. Don't know if it should really be in the left lane either, but you know, whatever. And if we can get this one around, the amazing, and actually we are going to move into the carpool lane for now, this amazing beam truck, which has the well, here we go. Which is just too long for this shot. And has the moving parts as well here, right? So it can turn. This is insane. I am so excited about these cars, vehicles, trucks, haulers, rigs, you name it. You guys tell me which ones you like the most. I really like these legacy trucks. I think I'm really into those stylistically, but functionally this thing is kind of blowing my mind when I just discovered those hydraulics and then how high they go. You guys tell me what you think. First Gear, thank you for sending these. Guys, these are expensive. Most of them are over 100. You can find some for under 100. But you see why, you understand why. It's totally worth it. There's no way I'm going to collect every one of these trucks, of course, but having a few of these, it's just going to, I mean, together with some of these other brands, but this is the king of the big rigs in 164. You guys tell me what you think. Thanks, everybody. Bye.